Okay, so let's talk about the next survival archetype, which is the prostitute. Now, this word in common culture is always equated with selling sex for money, and in the archetypal sense, it does not mean this at all. When we are trying to find out more about our prostitute archetype, we ask ourselves the question, how do I negotiate my power to find safety and security? Obviously, because it's a survival archetype, it's all to do with the root chakra and, of course, secondary, the heart chakra. So, let's take a closer look. Have you ever said to yourself, ooh, I sold my soul to the devil there? This is the archetype of the prostitute working with you. So sometimes the root chakra can become blocked or wounded through various life experiences, childhood experiences, beliefs, ideas in our DNA. And when we struggle with our inner prostitute, often we have had physically or emotionally unstable childhoods. So in order to create a perceived sense of safety in our root chakra, we will go to great lengths to ensure we are looked after, cared for, protected, safeguarded, okay? And obviously, this relates to the heart chakra, and it's similar to the saboteur. It's about fear versus trust, but really the energy of the prostitute is the agent of faith. It's about finding our faith. And until we master it, we are willing to sacrifice our whole selves. We're willing to sacrifice our truth. We're willing to sacrifice our wholeness, integration, or integrity. So integrity really means wholeness, and if we've got lots of different parts of ourselves, we're effectively having a separate part that we're willing to sell to keep us safeguarded, okay? And it's a matter of priorities. So safety first. Safety is the most important thing. And when we learn to master it, we actually can develop trust and faith in life itself. So let's look deeper. We want to ask ourselves, are we sacrificing our dreams for our comfort? Are we ignoring our values or our truths to gain social approval? Are we doing something to earn money rather than through passion or belief or conviction? Are we selling out to gain celebrity, popularity, rather than being who we really are and delivering a unique message? Are we staying in toxic relationships to have social and financial security rather than just facing the unknown of ending that relationship and beginning again? Are we being nice to other people to gain something from them? So are we actually forging relationships based on what we can get rather than because we like someone? And are we doing things which go against our ethics just to gain some level of safety or security? And this one requires a deep sense of honesty, are we manipulating other people in order to get an advantage over them? That is the question. That is the least comfortable to address. However, frankly, all of these can be quite uncomfortable if we're going to be deeply honest with ourselves. And it's only by asking these questions that we can become aware of any truth that lies in this energy. So, we're going to face our prostitute and we're going to say, or we're going to ask very, very specific questions. So, firstly, am I staying in a personal relationship because actually I am financially secure? Do I find my life joyless at home, and yet I stay there because it keeps a roof over my head, and I get to buy nice things, etc., etc. Okay? In the same way, am I doing a job that pays me a very high salary, which literally destroys my soul? This is really common, and you can see how this energy is absolutely not gender specific, because we all are capable of doing this. Okay, so firstly, is my job or my relationship toxic, and am I staying there because of money or material gain or some level of material safety? Next question: what parts of my identity have I prostituted to other people? Friendship, creativity, soul, heart, affection, intellect, time. Have I exchanged my time in a way that does not serve me? Have I sold or sacrificed my morals for anything? Do I do a job that I don't really agree with in principle, and yet the salary is really good? Do I engage with people that I don't really share the same values with, and yet it feels safer to do that because there is material gain? It's a great question, isn't it? How many times do I lie or tell untruths in order to personally gain something? Again, another deeply uncomfortable question. Have I ever caused another person to compromise themselves so that I have power over them? And to what extent am I willing to go to get safety? Interesting. Have you ever seen the film Bedazzled? It's about a young man. What's his name? Elliot, that's his name. And he's in the bar one day and he meets the devil, who is played by an English model whose name I can't remember. And effectively, he is in love with a girl at work, and he decides that he will do anything to get this girl, and effectively he signs a contract that sells his soul to the devil. And in exchange, the devil gives him 7 wishes. And so he wishes each time that she loves him, and he's in various different scenarios. However, I mean, it's a very funny film, and it teaches us that we have to be very, very specific about what we wish for. And really, we cannot control other people or life itself. It's a great message or movie about control or the illusion of control. So when we think of the prostitute, we have to think of it as, what am I willing to give to get what I want? So the general vibe is, I will give you anything you want at the expense of my values, my integrity, my wholeness, my self-respect, and my trust in life, so long as you give me something in return. Now, if we're willing to sacrifice anything, and we're going to ask a key question in different areas of your life in a moment. If we're willing to sacrifice anything in order to gain a sense of safety and security, then nothing and nowhere is considered sacred by the inner prostitute. Everything is up for sale, up for grabs. So it's an interesting one, because you may perceive this to be highly, highly negative. And yet, what it's really driving is our ability to trust life. Okay? So what this archetype teaches us is how to develop wholeness, how to develop self-respect, self-belief, and faith in life's path. Faith in our soul. So clearly, once again, it's critical to engender forgiveness, acceptance, to ditch the inner judge. So we have to build forgiveness, acceptance, and kindness and compassion. We have to be kind to ourselves. However, when we are we can start to discover how or where we have actually sold our soul, or sold ourselves, or sold different parts of ourselves in return for material security.